Hi, I'm Erik Voss, and Avengers Infinity War is making its way to viewers around the world, exciting them and then bumming them out. But mostly leaving us with questions about how these events will be resolved in the next movie, Avengers 4, with many wondering specifically about Doctor Strange's mysterious moves in the movie. Did this guy have a secret plan that we didn't know about? And yeah, spoiler warning to the dum-dums who clicked on this video without seeing the movie first. You have to be at least this sad to watch the video. Okay, if you're still here, you should know that Infinity War ended with Thanos succeeding and going through with his plan to snap half the universe out of existence. This includes half the good guys, Spider-Man, tear, Black Panther, tear, Mantis, oh right, yeah, her, and Doctor Strange, who looks at Tony and right before collapsing in a dryer lint says, "Tony, there was no other way," and then dryer lint. Strange's final words are connected to a realization he had earlier in the movie, before their battle with Thanos on Titan. He uses the Time Stone to look forward in time at 14,605 possible outcomes in their upcoming fight. He said that they only win in one of those series of events. So yeah, their odds against Thanos are 14 million to 1, but you know what? Our reaction should be, so you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah! It's not just that the odds against Thanos are so bad. We should assume that all of Doctor Strange's actions from this point forward are following the precise steps of that path that he envisioned. Because why bother fighting otherwise? He could just enjoy these final minutes of existence over in that hands dimension. Oh, they touch everything. So what does Strange do? Well, at first Doctor Strange's plan seems to be joining the others in a very creative team building exercise, distracting Thanos just long enough for the others to surprise him, and then using various spells to try to separate the gauntlet from his fist. He wraps the cloak of levitation around it, as well as his crimson bands of Cyttorak, and Spider-Man almost wriggles that thing off, but then Star-Lord realizes that Thanos killed Gamora to get the Soul Stone, so he wallops his face in anger, which breaks everyone's hold. Strange confronts Thanos one-on-one, and then Iron Man tags in, but Thanos overpowers both of them, so Strange bargains with Thanos, trading the Time Stone if Thanos spares Tony Stark's life. Then Thanos pieces out back to Earth for the final stone. Tony asks Strange why, and Strange says, "We're in the endgame now." And Tony's probably like, "That didn't answer my question." Strange intended on Thanos getting the Time Stone. He knew it had to happen. This was all part of the one possible successful outcome he envisioned. The attempt to get the gauntlet off his hand and it failing, either due to the general sloppiness of the melee or people making their own rash decisions, as we saw Star-Lord do. See, by endgame, Strange was referring to chess. The endgame of any chess match is marked by the moment both sides start to make major but necessary concessions to close in on their opponent. You give up your queen or that knight you've always had a soft spot for, so that you can move forward in leading the other side to their inevitable defeat. Now, these aren't random losses by oversight or bad tactics. These are planned strategic sacrifices that hurt, but you gotta make them to get to the W. So that is what Doctor Strange is doing by giving up the Time Stone. He knew from the moment he flipped the pages to the end of this Choose Your Own Adventure book that Thanos would end up with all 6 Infinity Stones no matter what they tried. But he needed to make sure this battle went a particular way. First, he needed Thanos to really fight for the Time Stone. In doing so, he allowed Stark to learn that he could draw blood from the Mad Titan, even if it was just a drop, to at least leave Stark with the hope that this guy isn't invincible. Strange also needed certain survivors to be left standing after Thanos' snap. Tony Stark and Nebula. He prolonged the fight long enough for Nebula to join them on Titan, and yeah, he ensured Tony Stark's survival in his bargain. Both of these characters we can assume have roles to play in the wars to come. Strange knows the purpose of the mission isn't to prevent the apocalypse. It's making sure that Tony Stark, this John Connor here, survives the apocalypse to lead the survivors to an eventual victory. In the Infinity Gauntlet comics, that victory comes from Nebula stealing the gauntlet while Thanos is distracted and rewinding time a day before Thanos' genocidal snap. Later, Adam Warlock negotiates a truce with Thanos. Perhaps Avengers 4 will go that way, maybe with Tony swapped in as a negotiator. Of course, it could feel a little cheap in the movie if they just simply rewind the clock before everyone faded away and bring everyone back with no consequences, but I doubt it would be that simple. I am willing to bet that Doctor Strange did know that Thanos' snap would be a one-time move. Notice how the Infinity Gauntlet appeared to be cracked and smoldering after the snap. Now, of course, Thanos could still use the Space Stone in this moment to escape, but it's not clear if he could still wield all 6 stones simultaneously and clean up as savagely as he did in this movie. There's even an argument that Thanos could have been part of the half caught in a snap wave, and that realm he was in with young Gamora meant a 1 extra life given to him by the Soul Stone was now spent. Whatever you make of it, it's safe to say that Thanos is definitely weaker now. Really, it's too early to know how Thanos could be beaten, but it's interesting to look at who will be doing the beating. Doctor Strange's decision led to specifically the 6 OG Avengers being among the survivors, if you count Hawkeye, who is confirmed to return in Avengers 4. Sure, this could be part of Marvel Studios' master plan to end things how they began while taking the MCU newcomers with their own likely sequels out of the equation for now, with a later plan to bring them back. And yeah, stay tuned to other theory videos on this channel we have on that subject. But narratively speaking, it's possible that Strange knew the original 6 Avengers possess a unique chemistry from their past adventures, and that if they were properly motivated by the sting of defeat, that chemistry, combined with backup from War Machine, Nebula, Rocket, Okoye, Shuri, Wong, M'Baku, Ant-Man, and Captain freaking Marvel, could give them an edge in their final mission. Because let's be honest, you can't truly be an Avenger unless you have something to avenge. In this case, half your friends turning into dryer lint. But I'm gonna throw the question over to you guys. Do you think Doctor Strange planned for Tony Stark to survive, or for all the characters we saw survive to live? I guess I'm just wondering, what exactly was the vision Doctor Strange saw in his time meditation? Was it Tony Stark locked in a game of chess with Thanos, kind of like Magneto and Professor X? Or a specific lineup of multiple heroes working together against Thanos in some unique synergy? Comment down below with your theories, or tweet me directly at Erik Voss, or follow New Rockstars on Twitter for updates on our videos. Like and share this video, and subscribe to New Rockstars for all of our deep dives and analyses on Avengers Infinity War. Guys, thanks for watching. Bye.